Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton.
I'm Charlie Neff.
And today we got some pretty interesting new details on the CEO assassin, Luigi Mangione, who was arrested yesterday in what is maybe the most fascinating criminal case of my lifetime.
Like, definitely going to be turned into a movie, right?
Yeah. Who's playing Luigi?
Everyone's saying Dave Franco should play him.
Okay.
I could see that.
Okay. I could.
Or maybe our own Jacob Wasserman.
Jacob Wasserman.
Yeah, he's one of our reporters here. People are comparing him.
Are they really?
Yeah.
That is hilarious. We'll talk about Jay-Z because he showed up last night at the Mufasa premiere. Something I predicted and something you were like, oh, no way, that has never happened.
Okay, I don't sound like that.
Well, you sound... only that with like an, I know why.
Oh, wow. We're all over
much.
the place here with
that
the
was a bit mean.
impressions.
I'm just...
Yeah, it seems to be unbothered or at least trying to ignore all the allegations against him. And then lastly, we'll talk about Chris Rock's brother defending his brother, Chris Rock, after he stormed out mid-set because someone was filming him. By the way, you guys, we just want to remind you, this is live. So if you do want to drop us a comment about any of these stories or even just a basic comment about us, how are we doing? Are we bringing joy to your morning? Do you want us to die? Let us know.
Wow.
Leave us comments and then we'll get to them hopefully at the end of this.
To begin with, though, Luigi Mangione, he was dealing with some pretty serious back issues leading up to the assassination, or the alleged, we should say, because he hasn't been found guilty yet.
Yep.
His back pain was so bad it prevented him from having sex. Like, he was rested up for at least a week after a bad surfing accident, and now we're starting to find out a bit more of the motive, I guess.
Yeah, because it's interesting. Obviously, the guy was a CEO of a healthcare company, United, and Luigi's roommate did an interview with CNN, basically talking about how he lived with Luigi for 6 months in Hawaii and how all this back pain that he had was so crippling that he had like screws in his back. He even had sent him like an x-ray of what his back looked like, and which was all mangled.
It looked really bad with these massive things going into his
Yeah.
vertebrae. Like he went into this sort of surfing trip having back issues already. He'd struggled with all of his life. And then in some incident while surfing, he irritated it so badly that he had to have surgery,
He was in
rested
bed
up.
for a week.
And that really motivated him to sort of like come back and insurers. We don't know who his health insurance was.
Right.
One would assume it was
United, maybe?
one would assume. But it's very interesting that now we're learning more details.
Yeah, and the procedure that he had to get done probably cost tens of thousands of dollars. So maybe he's realizing, like, especially I think when you're 26, you get kicked off of your like parents' insurance.
Oh, yeah.
So he probably had to start paying these like wild prices that the rest of us are kind of used to paying. And maybe that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, no pun intended. Actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But,
this kid grew up, very well off. He was the
Absolutely.
valedictorian at his high school.
He was like super smart,
smart.
like very decorated in his education. He even went to like private school for like high school and stuff like that. Like you mentioned valedictorian. There's a valedictorian speech of him, delivering the speech. Well-spoken, super smart. And apparently he actually told people in court yesterday he doesn't use drugs and he doesn't have any mental health issues, and which just makes you think like, well, how is it connected directly to the CEO that he killed? Was it because, like you said, Charlie, maybe he was insured by United? Maybe that is all the connection here. But yeah, very, very interesting. He did have a manifesto in his backpack too.
Right. I mean, yeah, he posted a quote before he did it from Dr. Seuss in the Lorax.
Oh, we have the same birthday.
Well, congrats.
Seuss and I.
Wow. Fun fact.
What's the Lorax quote?
Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not.
That's so sad.
He's
What a
basically
negative mindset.
Well, I mean, here we are. This is the debate. This is why it's such a fascinating case. Is he a hero or is he a villain?
I mean, you should never kill anybody. I'm gonna stop. I stop there personally.
Personally, yes. But I mean, we hate these healthcare insurers. Like
Absolutely. And, should there be change? Of course. Should you kill somebody for there to be change? No, I'll never agree with that.
What if this incident of killing of the CEO ends up changing the whole healthcare industry so that they can't sort of delay or they can't defer, they can't do all these things that Luigi was fighting against, which in turn will save a lot of lives. Luigi's point was that these healthcare insurers, they're like killing people daily by not like giving them the money they need to survive and pay for their medicine and stuff. And so if this affects real change and so the insurers have to like wake up a bit and be better to the common man, then, I mean, the utilitarian thing is that he saved lives, right?
No. I mean, look, he could have done other things, I feel like. He could have, championed from the rooftop.
But that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
He could have scaled the Empire State Building.
Do you think that'd make healthcare insurers stop charging so much and start like paying out?
But look what you're creating. If you want to get your way, you go and kill people. No way.
Well, yep, that's the debate. I mean,
that's why it's be a debate. I mean, this guy, like, I obviously don't know him. I don't know his history, the CEO that died, but he has family members that are grieving, that are sad. He had young children. I don't think in any way you can justify their loss for like the greater good of people. If you want to make change, there's other appropriate ways to make change.
That don't work. That haven't worked.
Well, killing, it's not in my book.
What happens if it works?
It doesn't justify a killing.
I mean, and that's a very fair point, Charlie, and that's why it's a very interesting debate.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, on to our next story. Jay-Z showed up on the red carpet for Mufasa with Beyonce and Blue Ivy, making her like feature film debut. And of course, this is very interesting because just 24 hours before, he was named in a case where he allegedly was involved with Diddy in the raping of a 13-year-old.
Oh,
Like the most heinous, awful thing anyone could be accused of. 24 hours later, he's on the red carpet, all dressed up, all smiles.
smiling.
Now, this was a shock to you. This was a shock to you that he showed.
Shock to everybody.
Well, not to me. I was saying it was going to happen yesterday.
Charlie, you live in a la la land, so
Well, I guess La La Land worked out.
well, yeah. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes.
Wow, a blind squirrel finds a nut.
A broken clock is 3 p.m.
Oh, you messed that up, Charlie. You messed that saying up so bad. A broken
Wait,
clock
what is it? A broken clock is
right twice a day.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. I'm right again now. So that's
boy.
twice. That's my 2 for the day.
Yes, that's a 2 thing in the clock.
So, do you think Jay-Z is doing this because he's like, nothing to see here, guys, or is business as usual?
Yeah, I think he's trying to show like he is unbothered, he is innocent, that these allegations don't bother him, but of course they bother him. Of course they bother him. I don't think I've ever seen Jay-Z being like so happy, so jolly.
Yeah.
Like that to me was the show, right?
Because
like
you have
that
to
to
fake
me
it.
shows.
Obviously, he has
Yes.
to fake, putting it on for the premiere, but then you don't know how much to fake it. Like he's probably
It's
very
too
anxious.
much. He turned up the happy so much that we were like, okay, like now you're putting on like you're acting.
I wish Blue Ivy would have turned up the happy a little bit.
Why?
She's always just got a sad look on her face.
She's being graceful.
I mean, I guess she's probably going through a lot right now. Her big movie premiere, and then her dad is accused of that.
Yeah, yikes.
And obviously, they've had to have a sit down. Jay-Z even said we've had to sit down with Blue Ivy about it. So her emotions must be all over the place.
Yeah, or she doesn't care. This is her moment. I mean, usually when you're like what, she's like 13 or whatever, when you're that age, the world's like what's happening to you is your world. What's happening to your parents doesn't necessarily affect you. Like she probably has like the biggest thing going on in her life where she's like, I hope Chris sees me in this dress. Like, she's having her own little drama in her own world. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but also she's the age of the alleged victim. Like, to put yourself in the shoes, like,
I just don't know
crazy.
if it
It's so
affects
young.
her as much as we would think it would.
Well, I hope not. But,
I hope not too.
But if my dad was accused of that,
yeah,
it'd affect me.
I don't know. I've heard people being like, oh yeah, during the time that like my parents were going through a divorce, like I was more, bothered by so-and-so not calling me back. Like, what's happening to you in that moment usually is your priority, not what's happening to like outer people.
But in
I don't
turn,
know.
it does affect her because she can't go to interviews these days. I mean, she's 13, so maybe we don't ask. People won't ask her about her
And
dad.
she wasn't really interviewed last night.
No, I mean, I
They
don't.
were just photographed.
Yeah, they definitely didn't go down the line of photographers answering questions.
No, so usually when you walk the red carpet, first there's like photographers, they get photos of you. And then when you keep going down the red carpet, there's all the people doing interviews. And that's where you see like the red carpet, like microphones. It looks like they skipped that whole section.
Right.
And just did like the photos, which of course, because like if you're a reporter there, you have to ask, like, how are you feeling in light of everything going on? And they don't want that, right? They don't want any headlines about that.
And they only had like friendly paparazzi, not even paparazzi, photogs in like the red carpet.
Well, when you mean friendly, you mean just like only take pictures,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They were clearly given a lesson, or they were taught by the PR beforehand. Do not say anything. Do not raise anything, because all of the photographers on the red carpet were like, "Hey, over here, Jay-Z, can I get over the shoulder?"
Rather than, "How are you feeling?"
Right. They weren't none of that. None of that. So
no.
obviously they were schooled.
Yeah.
Okay. On to our final story. We got Chris Rock's brother at LAX yesterday. In particular, my mate Jake Munoz.
Oh, our other camera guy, our star camera guy.
I would say so too. I'd say he's the goat.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're giving him his flowers.
Oh yeah, he's a goat. I just trail along trying to, pick up his like scraps.
Was he here? Was Jake Munoz here before you?
Yes, he trained me. He trained me.
Oh, cute.
Well, he got Tony Rock yesterday, and he asked him about an incident involving his brother Chris. Let's listen.
Haven't people realized that like filming people's comedy sets don't work?
Well, he probably thought because my brother was performing at a shindig for I'm guessing it's some bigwig in Australia.
Yeah.
That since he was invited to the party, he was entitled to take the set.
Yeah.
But just so you guys know, everybody that does that in a comedy club is a fucking asshole.
Right.
We're working on material all the time. So if you record it and you put it up before the joke is perfected, it's like a chef giving you a plate of food before it's finished.
Yeah, I agree with Tony Rock when it comes to comedy clubs, like, not filming in those. However,
why do they not want you to film?
Because
you're telling the same jokes?
Just as Tony just explained, because they're trying out their jokes.
Right.
And their jokes aren't perfected yet.
So,
as Tony said, it's like a chef delivering you a half-cooked meal of food when he really wants to make you the meal. And so I agree with Tony that in comedy clubs, don't do that. But Chris Rock stormed out of a gig in Australia at a private event for like a CEO. So this is I don't know how many people were like in the room, but this is a private event. So I can understand different circumstances. Maybe it's someone's birthday, or maybe it's that's when cameras are out. Or maybe it's someone's retirement, and they've paid how many millions of dollars to get Chris Rock to fly across. And then you storm out because I'm filming you on my phone?
Yeah, and also, like, if you're, trialing content, that's not the place to do it. People are going to be bringing out their phones.
Very true. So, I mean, I don't know if I agree with what Chris did in this instance, but in comedy clubs, we know, don't film.
Right.
Anyway, let's read out some of the comments, should we?
Yeah, totally. Okay, for the Luigi Mangione story, Heather D said, Guy Charlie is spot on. This incident is going to change healthcare moving forward. It's already shaking things up in the insurance industry.
Preach, Heather D.
Latoya says, you mean to tell me Luigi was pillow talking with a McDonald's employee and gets busted? After pulling off a James Bond stunt, conspiracy theory at its finest. It is hilarious. Someone from McDonald's recognized him, and they're presumably getting the $50K reward, right?
Well, I mean,
I'd quit my job.
You know what I think might have happened? Maybe I think.
How would you recognize him? I would not.
I would not. Maybe there was some things going around online yesterday that he told the McDonald's person,
"Oh,
just call me and get the money." Like unverified, obviously, but I just and the fact that he was caught in a McDonald's, Donald Trump's favorite restaurant,
what's the connection there?
This guy's got conservative leanings, it seems, from his book, digest, and also from he followed Joe Rogan, he followed this, Elon Musk he loved. It wouldn't surprise me if this guy gets pardoned.
You really think so?
It would not surprise me.
Because he was at a McDonald's?
I just think it's an extra layer of, Trump I'm one of you.
So wouldn't have happened if he was at a Burger King.
Burger King tweeted out.
No, it's fake.
That was a fake tweet?
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry to break it to you.
So maybe not everything you read online is true. Burger King, I thought tweeted out saying we never snitch at Burger King.
Yeah, no, fake.
Oh, damn it.
Alex Wright said, wake up. They only care about stakeholders, buddy.
That's true.
Yeah, that is true. For the Jay-Z Mufasa premiere, Justin Harris said, I'm proud to see Jay on the carpet representing his family. I'm happy Blue can have her day, and hopefully she can continue to be surrounded by positive energy during such trying allegations. Yeah, so true. Poor girl. Eminem said, Blue is living a completely different life than most teens. Yeah, that is true as well. And then a couple of miscellaneous. Gina. Uh-oh, is this my mom? My mom is Gina. Gina said,
I think it is. I actually think it is. Read the comment.
I don't know if my mom knows how to go on YouTube or be on YouTube Live. Gina said, Charlie Neff, hair looking fire today. Woo!
Thank you, Charlie's mom.
Thank you. It's leftover from last night. David said, good morning, Charlie Cotton and my girl Charlie looking beautiful on this Tuesday. Thanks, David. You're looking beautiful too.
We assume.
Yes. Yeah.
We don't know, but we can assume David's looking good. Wow, what an episode.
What an episode. Harvey's been out. He's on vacation this week. We had a guest host yesterday on TMZ TV, Barbara Corcoran, and then today I think is Jason Oppenheim.
Who have we got going out the rest of the week, or is that secret?
Yeah, I think we can't reveal that, but
cannot reveal every day a new celebrity guest.
No.
But we're not going to reveal yet.
No, we are not.
We'll tell you who's tomorrow, though. How about we do that? Every day we'll tell people who the celebrity guest is on TMZ TV.
I like that.
Oh, good little teaser to tune in tomorrow. All right. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
And we'll see you guys here tomorrow.
Bye.